We may be looking for an approval Friday the 29th. Absolutely crazy. BlackRock is set to start buying Bitcoin on the 3rd of January. The mainstream are being prepared and programmed for a Black Swan event in 2024. Crazy, insidious. And it has evidently been decided that the spot Bitcoin ETF is a certainty. Case in point, Bitcoin ETF confirmed. Jim Cramer, the SEC, will never approve a spot Bitcoin. Yes, this is a meme. Inverse Cramer, this is not a true tweet that he put out. Bloody exciting, and nonetheless, we'll dive into everything that's going on. Merry Christmas to everyone that is still celebrating Christmas Day. Block height 822,933. USD for BTC 43,425. Local time 7:37 a.m. Last block reward 7.1439. Fees made up 12.51% at 0.8939 Bitcoin in the last block, and halvings. Blocks to go, 17,067. Sats per USD, 2,303. Now, I love this video by Michael Saylor. My wife, we're going to dinner with a new couple tonight. Please do not try to explain Bitcoin by telling them it's a shining city. After 3 drinks.
Bitcoin is a shining city in cyberspace, and you can go there once you understand it. Bitcoin.
Absolutely love Michael Saylor, everything he has to say. He is just the greatest person at trolling the world. But Atlas Society Gala. What a man, hey, for the space. So Justin Fox, Eleanor reports SEC has set Friday the 29th as the deadline for the final amendments to all Bitcoin ETF S1s. Those who miss this deadline won't be considered in the initial review. Importantly, filings mentioning in-kind creation will face rejection. Absolutely insane. We have seen meeting after meeting with the SEC. And now BlackRock, this came out a couple of days, is seeding their Bitcoin ETF with $10 million in cash on January the 3rd, 2024, just days before the SEC is expected to give approval here. The trust purchased Bitcoin at the price of per Bitcoin with the proceeds of the seed creation basket on January the 3rd, 2024. TikTok, next block, ladies and gentlemen. In February of 2022, BlackRock determined the optimum portfolio allocation of Bitcoin was 84.9%. I thought that was Fidelity that put that out. Maybe it was BlackRock. Now they're planning to see their IBIT spot Bitcoin ETF with $10 million January 3rd with an ETF approval window January 5th to January 10th. It is happening. Act accordingly. Now, James trolling BlackRock hard. Crypto Twitter seeing that BlackRock is planning to seed a Bitcoin ETF with $10 million. You got to pump those numbers up. They're rookie numbers. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Merry Christmas for wherever you are. Over here it is a Boxing Day today. It's the day after Christmas. Do you call it Boxing Day where you are? So, Fox Business confirmed the date for a final amendments to all spot Bitcoin ETFs, December 29th. SEC has told issuers that applications that are fully finished and filed by Friday will be considered in the first wave. Does that mean that we get the approval on Friday the 29th? Hey, it's possible. I'm still going for January 5th to 10th. If it happens this year, straight after all these are put in, I don't see that happening as much. I'm not convinced of that one. It is definitely a possibility and something to watch out for. Once the approval happens, doesn't mean the ETF is going to go out straight away. Just remember that, ladies and gentlemen. It may take 4 to 6 weeks. So the historical price on Christmas Eve, 2013, 666, 14. I'll just go down 13, 14, 15. You get the point. 666, 323, 455, 899, 13,926. It's a big jump. 16 to 17, 18, back down to 4,000, 19, 7,323, 2020. 23,736, 21, 50,000, 2016, 16,000, 23, 43,000. What are we looking at for 2024? The thing is HODL. So If you're worried about the initial distribution of Bitcoin tokens, remember 0% went to the team, 0% to foundation, 0% to VCs, 0% to airdrops, 0% to the advisors, 0% to the crowd sale political bribes, 0% as well. Trade and rewards, sports arena sponsorships, infrastructure funds, all 0%. Consultants, 0%. Marketing budget is 0%. But we have BlackRock that is going to put in hundreds of millions of dollars. All these ETFs are going to put in hundreds of millions of dollars for the marketing budget here, but none of it came from the initial distribution of Bitcoin tokens. That is why this is such a revolution. It's not one of those shitcoins out there. Now, Bitcoin news. On Thursday, the SEC met reps from 7 firms aiming to launch spot Bitcoin ETFs. They instructed them that any issuer that doesn't meet the deadline of December 29th for final changes will not be part of the first wave of potential approvals in early January. It's done. Reuters, SEC tells spot Bitcoin ETF hopefuls to make final changes by year-end sources. I like this, ladies and gentlemen. It's a minute 47. It is well worth listening to it. This is an oldie, but a goodie. Michael Saylor lays out the framework for Bitcoin over the next 12 months and explains why the spot Bitcoin ETF is the single biggest development on Wall Street in the last 30 years. Let's get into it. G'day to everyone in the chat. Smash the like button really quickly and hit subscribe if we vibe. We are on a mission here to get out the news with the fast facts. We'll play Mr. Saylor. Over to you, legend.
It's not unreasonable to suggest that this may be the biggest development on Wall Street in 30 years. I mean, the last thing that was this consequential was the creation of the S&P index and the ability to invest in all 500 S&P companies via one trade at the same time. So this is very eagerly anticipated, but most of the money in the Bitcoin market right now is the hodlers and the traditional crypto investors. Mainstream investors, mainstream retail, mainstream institutions have not had a high bandwidth compliant channel to invest in this asset class until these spot ETFs. So I think in January, the approval of the spot ETFs is.
If Saylor is going for January, BlackRock is seeding on the 3rd of January. The SEC is saying 29th of December is the deadline. Holy moly, what are your thoughts? I can see Johnny Moo there in the chat, straight to 100K on approval. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do we get a slight pullback before an absolute God candle? Let us know your thoughts there. Michael?
It's going to be a major catalyst. It's going to definitely drive a demand shock. And then that will be followed in April with a supply shock because there are about 900 Bitcoin a day available for sale by natural sellers, the miners. And that number is going to be cut to 450 Bitcoin a day in April. So it's a pretty big deal.
It is a very big deal, ladies and gentlemen. Have you been stacking? Have you been acting accordingly? Let us know what you think. 100K on approval straight away. Samson Meow, good morning. The window to front run the Bitcoin ETF is closing. It is TikTok. Next block, ladies and gentlemen. Why is Bitcoin so important? Well, we are seeing massive farmer protests emerge in Germany. This is absolutely hectic. I've never seen anything like this in real life. It is good to see them fighting back against the establishment. We might get rid of that sound. Absolutely insane. All these farmers protesting there. We are starting to see more and more protests all around the world at the moment. This is by Luke Broyles. $1 million Bitcoin. Bank of America claims 118 capital multiplier. The multiplier effect. Banks told you they wanted 200 billion. 60 million millionaires for 1.7 million coins. 1. ETF approved. 2. Bitcoin price skyrockets. 3. People get greedy. 4. ETF collapses. 5. Bitcoin is dead. 6. Hyperinflation. The spot Bitcoin ETF race could quickly reach your 401k retirement plans. I've brought up the CNBC article here. Key points, the key takeaways here. Assuming the US SEC approves the spot Bitcoin ETFs, more companies may decide to offer it within their 401k lineup. Retirement savers who believe in the long-term potential of cryptocurrency of Bitcoin, fuck crypto, will have more access to Bitcoin as an asset class, either through their company 401k plan or through solo 401ks. If applicable, and self-directed IRAs. Bitcoin is up over 150% year to date, but it is extremely volatile. That's what we're here for, ladies and gentlemen, for it to reach 100,000, 500,000, 250,000, bloody just 69,000. We need volatility. Volatility does not mean it's risky, in my opinion. Obviously, of course, it's not financial advice, but when you study Bitcoin, we realize volatility is not risk, and Bitcoin is the safest asset that has ever existed. Many investors don't have the risk appetite to invest even a portion of their retirement dollars in this emerging class. Unfortunately, you're going to get it at the price you deserve, ladies and gentlemen. It feels sad, as somebody said, and we'll flip over here. Read the books. Shout out to Bitcoin Evangelism. Brian Dimmont's got a new book coming out. Beers for Bitcoin as well. If you're looking for some Christmas reads, start with Beers for Bitcoin or Bitcoin Evangelism, then read the other one. Go on to the Bitcoin Standard, the Fiat Standard Principles of Economics, because it seriously is read the books or eat the bugs. For most people here, well done, pat on the back for getting to one or getting that stack, that Santa sack as full as sats as possible. Do your best. The ETF is coming. Obviously not advice. This is just what I'm doing here. But it's about to get absolutely hectic. And for me, you know, you have these conversations with your friends and family. Some of them just want to keep their head in the sand. So we need a stack for them as well. You will be the new elite. And depending on how long you are here, that's why they're so scared, because Bitcoin gives the purchasing power back to the everyday citizen. So Jan 10 deadline is nearing for US regulators to decide whether to allow a spot Bitcoin ETF, which would attempt, I've highlighted this in red, which is pretty interesting. CNBC is saying this, which would attempt to track the real-time price of Bitcoin. Not it will track the real-time price, but it would attempt to. Very interesting. We're going to get into some more propaganda that's coming out. It's probably... I use the word insidious fairly often, but it is a pretty insidious video coming out. And industry participants are feeling hopeful the US SEC will give a thumbs up. It's a big step towards mainstream adoption of Bitcoin. It will have more options available, said Chris Klein, Chief Revenue Officer of the Bitcoin IRA, which allows retirement savers to invest in more than 60 cryptocurrencies within retirement accounts. Fucking crypto, hey? They just need to get rid of that shit. And that's probably the biggest takeaway for your friends and family. Bitcoin is not crypto. If you get into Bitcoin, just stay away from the other shit coins. It's not worth the mind virus. Anyway, employers will be very reticent about being the first ones out there to allow this, said Tim. I'm not going to pronounce that, I'll butcher it. Certified financial planner with Lexington, Massachusetts-based Innovative Advisory Group. I don't see most HR departments and plan trustees just signing on. I think it's going to have to be a move from the workers. So if you are a worker out there, rail against your employer, get them to do it. Because the new spot Bitcoin ETF will be eligible for use in all types of IRA accounts, deductible, non-deductible, Roth and SEP, as well as solo 401k plans, said Rick Elderman, founder of the Elderman Financial Services, in an email. If they won't allow you, if they won't invest for you, and we should never leave it to our employers to do it because they truly do not understand the technology or the revolution here, just... I don't know. Over here, it's called a self-managed super fund. I'm guessing that's a solo 401k plan. Whatever it is, ladies and gentlemen, do what you can to stack as much as possible. Make the most of it. The opportunity is not going to last forever. Now, propaganda in its finest form. I'll read the context here. So this is propaganda in its finest form. TLDR, money print Bitcoin to shock the world. Unbelievable audacity. Catherine... Heritage predicts a black swan event in 2024. This is a national security event with high impact that's very hard to predict. So why are you even talking about it? Face the Nation, CBS News. Incredible. Let us know your thoughts. So we'll jump into the comments there. If you can smash the like button while this video is playing, especially smash it if you can see the propaganda, the lies, the misinformation, the programming happening.
Well, mine's a little dark. I just feel a lot of concern that 2024 may be the year of a black swan event. This is a national security event with high impact that's very hard to predict. There are a number of concerns that I have that factor into that. Not only this sort of enduring heightened threat level that we're facing, the wars in Israel, also Ukraine, And we're so divided in this country in ways that we haven't seen before. And I think that just creates fertile ground for our adversaries like North Korea, China, and Iran. And that's what concerns me most. Well, mine's a little dark.
Isn't that insane? Why are they saying this? Why is this going out to the mainstream public? Because they're going to say, yes, hey, we warned you. But nobody is picking up on that, apart from you, ladies and gentlemen, who are smart. So this is what happens when you take state-approved economic classes. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Holy. And it's in reference to this tweet. Just because it loses value doesn't mean dollars are not a store of wealth. All fiat currency is a store of value. You can't argue with economics. Fuck, well, WTF, mate. That is either delusional or a meme, but they're truly serious. Isn't that so sad? Isn't that so disturbing? We've got about 15 seconds of Vivek Ramaswamy. I'll go full screen. It's just a really short excerpt that I've taken out of it. It explains money really well.
And in this case, your own dollars are being weaponized against your own best financial interests. But now in an election year, it gets a little bit more pernicious than that. It takes a darker turn. Larry Fink, he's the CEO of BlackRock, a board member of the World Economic Forum. The guy who's the king of this woke industrial complex, arguably the most powerful person in the private sector.
Is coming for all your Bitcoin. He actually does go on more. It's really good. I will retweet that at Sean Clark 911 there on X. Retweet, I'll exit out, whatever you want to call it, ladies and gentlemen. That video's there. I did add on to a sentence there, but it is well worth watching the 7 minutes 22. Vivek is a very intelligent guy getting the truth out there. Now, Knut, Bitcoin changes you because it is literally a part of you. Hold on, you're literally a part of Bitcoin. You too, Mr. Lion. We are all Satoshi. Impressive. MicroStrategy closed today at a 2-year high. MicroStrategy basically a levered bet on Bitcoin, but without the liquidation risk. Better than any Bitcoin ETF, I think. So congrats to Saylor and the team on an incredible year. The balls of Michael Saylor, the conviction, absolutely fantastic. Even the Financial Times, they're getting it. Bitcoin leaves the rest of the crypto market behind. I had brought up this article, but they blank it out. They want you to subscribe, and most of it's fully BS. But anyway, what they're saying, Bitcoin leaves the rest of the crypto market behind. We are seeing Bitcoin being related to cockroaches as well. It's unstoppable, unkillable. You cannot do silly shit on Bitcoin. So one of the reasons I think Bitcoin will get to 500K a coin this cycle, let's just make this very clear. When I read out other people's price predictions, and I have not given my own price prediction, I'm reading out theirs to get the sentiment of the market. Obviously, you need big boy pants on. It's your money. It's your choice what you do. Me, long-term, Bitcoin is going a lot higher than any of us can imagine. But what time frame are you looking on? Because we have up days, we have down days, we have up days, we have up years, we have down years. Bitcoin's not about getting rich quick. Go fuck around in the fucking crypto bullshit casino if you're looking to get absolutely wrecked. This is about protecting your freedom, looking forward to be able to future-proof your life, your family's life. So just stack and chill. But anyway, I like this. One of the reasons I think Bitcoin will get to 500K a coin this cycle, it is currently outperforming the 2015 to 2018 cycle and the 2018 to 22 cycle from the low. Peak of 2015 to 18, 11,000%. 18 to 22 was 2,000%. The ETF will break the diminishing returns this cycle. We have seen diminishing returns. Are we going to continue to get diminishing returns? Well, I think this is a pretty bloody good sign. If Jim Cramer, no, we know that's a meme, ladies and gentlemen, but you get the point. There's a red button there. You can hit buy. You can front run the institutions. Are diminishing returns going to be part of this cycle? If this time is different, it's this cycle that is going to be different in the cycle to follow. The most dangerous words in investing, but we'll see. It really has the potential this time to be different. The possibility to do it, yes. Is it a certainty? Absolutely not. Pretty big news. There's already a Bitcoin spot ETF in Hong Kong close to approval. It will draw in massive amounts of capital from mainland China. And then Samson goes on to say, nothing happens in Hong Kong without approval from Beijing. Think about that for a bit. It is game theory at its best. If you snooze on Bitcoin, you get it at the price you deserve. Stay humble or be humbled. So not that Elon sold all of my Bitcoin. Ouch, we are in 23, yet still I don't see the light for a bull run. There's no guarantee. There might be one in 24 even. And if it should, there is no guarantee. Definitely. This is why you need your big boy pants on. And even if it should, I highly doubt it will reach the previous all-time high or even half of it. Well, we're past there, buddy. You fucked up. Sold, I might buy back at 12,000. You fucked up again. Though maybe even 8,000. You're totally fucked up in the head, which shouldn't be long from now. Good luck. This is my way to DCA. I'll be in a less loss if I buy when it goes lower. You're fucked up. This is what this guy did. He absolutely fucked up. There's no other way to say it. Bitcoin is you just buy and hold, put in self-storage, put your seed on steel or titanium or seed or whatever you want to use, a Bitcoin only exchange. I've put a link for Amber, which I use in the description. Use it or not, I don't care. Please just use Bitcoin only. And I guess the people that hodl, when people like this waiting for 12K in play, they fucked up. Totally fucked up. Second edit, some coldest in the comments didn't seem to read past the title header. I'm saying the price will go lower, 99% chance. Fucking delusional. And buying then will result in me having more Bitcoin than now. This guy's a shitcoin trader. You can tell from his attitude and his approach to Bitcoin. He fucked up. Anyway, America is run by pigs. Max Kaiser spreading the truth. Where Nancy Pelosi bought KRTX, nothing to see here. Karuna Therapeutics, Wall Street Silver. Members of Congress can legally trade stocks based on insider information. Nancy bought here and bang. This is how these politicians screw over the general public. John Haar, in the future, we will look back at Bitcoin history and its cycle. 2017 will be viewed as the year when Bitcoin became... Just really quickly, I'm going to get into the chats shortly. What I want to know is, did you do or give something Bitcoin related for Christmas, or did you get something Bitcoin related for Christmas? Did you wear the shirts at the Christmas dinner and you just sit there and they're like, how's your Bitcoin? And you're like, yeah, it's up 150+% this year. How's your portfolio looking? Or were you just subtle and didn't say nothing? Or you'd be like, Bitcoin is a shining city. Anyway, in the future, when we look back at Bitcoin's history and its cycles, 2017 will be viewed as the year when Bitcoin became first known to the mainstream. 2024 will be viewed as the year when the mainstream first bought Bitcoin with a real allocation. TikTok next block, ladies and gentlemen. I am getting very excited. It is going to be a volatile year, $10,000, $20,000 days up and down candles. Max Kaiser reckons $100,000. Does it happen? Possibility, probability, maybe that's slower than the possibility there. Anything is possible. And if we see Qatar and China and the US all trying to front run each other and stack as much as possible, well, that's how it goes parabolic. And remember the market cap, we're going to get into that shortly. It's still under $1 trillion. It's got so much room to run. Just in the central bank of Nigeria lifts the banking ban on virtual asset service providers that's been in place since Feb 2021. Bitcoin now has a much clearer path forward in a country of 220 million people. Well worth reading the whole thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking for a little bit of Christmas reading or Boxing Day reading, that is from the central bank at Sean Clark 911. Not too shabby, is it? 2011, I'm just going to go down. You get the point. 2011 to 2023. 1,300%, 218, 5,400 down, 60%, up 36%, plus 120%, plus 1,375 down 74%, plus 95%, plus 300%, plus 60%, or down 60%. So I said, oh, plus 106%, and it has far exceeded that, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you hold for the long term, and this is on top of each other. Now, British HODL, if you're not following British HODL, Follow British Hodl on YouTube. What are you doing? Absolutely amazing content. Shout out to British as tweets as well. Absolutely fantastic. So this is what a spot ETF in the USA did to gold for 8 years. 8 years of an up on an asset with a flexible supply schedule. What do you think is going to happen to Bitcoin, which has a fixed defined supply that halves every 4 years in line with the elections, of which people that own the coins hodl 80% of them? Those bearish on Bitcoin ETF people are either the stupidest people on earth or have an agenda to be bearish, like the gold sellers did when I was telling people to use gold. They hated me because their business was dying. Just on price, how can you be bearish on a spot Bitcoin ETF? We can argue ideology and philosophy, but we can't argue financial physics, the supply and demand there. Exactly 110 years ago, if you need any more conviction, the Federal Reserve was established and given a monopoly on the US currency. The dollar has lost 97% of its value ever since. Bitcoin fixes this. Bitcoin truly does fix this. We are looking at a total cryptocurrency full of the shitcoins at 1.75 trillion, but the market cap of Bitcoin makes up over 50% at 849 billion, 675 million, $31,231. And we can see the price here. I'm going to do a little bit of a refresh on this. Here we go. So last 24 hours, 43,744, a low of 42,770. In the last 7 days, we are getting tighter here. This is a good thing to see, but in the last 7 days, 41,837 is the low, 44,217 as the high. The tighter it winds up and the longer it winds up, that's when we start to see these explosive moves, either to the upside or the downside. Before I jump into the comments here, Arthur Hayes believes the ETFs might cause the demise of Bitcoin, especially on Twitter. A lot of people have given some context to this. This is more in regards to the miners. But former BitMEX CEO Arthur Hayes believes the success of an upcoming spot Bitcoin ETF might endanger the existence of the Bitcoin network. It's a little bit interesting. I don't agree really with anything of it. I have reposted it for you again at Sean Clark 911. But Bitcoin is the first monetary asset in human history that exists only if it moves. Excuse me. But if there was never another Bitcoin transaction between two entities, miners would be unable to afford the energy it costs to secure the network. Sorry, reading 3 words at once there. In regards to that, BlackRock is one of the biggest holders, the largest holders of many of the Bitcoin mining firms. They're not going to stop that from being profitable there. I just don't see that happening. I'd like to know what your thoughts are in regards to it. Hayes adds this could happen if users come to value Bitcoin as a financial asset more than a store of value, favoring the purchase of derivatives instead of the cryptocurrency. However, if Bitcoin suffers this fate, Hayes anticipates the birth of a similar asset to allow people to transact in a non-state-owned financial system. Maybe something like Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin Satoshi Vision. We've seen how they work out time and time again. There is no second best. Hopefully the second time around we will learn not to hand our private keys to the baldies. He concluded. What I'd just like to say is they've tried and they've tried and they've fucking tried to improve, make it faster, cheaper. There is no second best, ladies and gentlemen. It's all just fucking shit. Bitcoin is worth more than all of these, and you could go on 118 pages and it probably still fucking keeps going on. I don't know, you get the point. Showing results only of 11,728. There's hundreds of thousands of shitcoins out there, ladies and gentlemen. CoinGecko is being conservative here. They're all fucking rat poison. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what I want to do is bring up the chat here and read. So hopefully you're all having a very Merry Christmas. We are looking at a very exciting 2024. The biggest takeaway before we jump into the chat is I will keep you updated with the news with the fast facts. Subscribe if we vibe, but most importantly, just stack and chill. Have a game plan. I won't be selling, but say you do want to sell, because some people, let's be realistic, are going to sell. And what price is it? Have your plan predetermined. Maybe it's at 100,000, maybe it's 200, 250, $500,000. Whatever your plan is, you don't want to buy into the FOMO or the FUD non-stop. So have a plan, write it down on paper while you are thinking clearly before we get those $10,000, $20,000 days. JGI, Merry Christmas from Cairns. How are you guys going after the massive hurricane cyclone up in Cairns? The amount of water. How'd you fare, JGI, with that? Hopefully you just didn't get flooded out, and hopefully your friends and family are safe. Merry Christmas, Skins. Grog, Merry Christmas from New York. G'day. Merry Christmas from Kalamazoo, Michigan, USA. Chris, did I say that right? Kalamazoo, what a name of a place. Is it pretty? I'll have to Google it. Merry Christmas. G'day, Bitcoin family. Michael, Merry Christmas to you. Johnny Moo, Jan 10th approval. Between the 5th and the 10th is my bet. I don't see them going on the 29th. Otherwise, BlackRock would try to start seeding their fund beforehand, and they have seeded a little bit. It's like $100,000, $10,000, like such a small amount. Is that open to amendment later when nobody's watching? I don't know in regards to that. Jim D absolutely gets it. Read the bugs and eat the books. I love it. Read the bugs and eat the books. Read the books and eat the bugs, ladies and gentlemen. Straight to 100K on approval. I think Gary gave us all an early present for basically confirming the approval. Pretty interesting. They do need to be quote unquote transparent. Fuck. Can you even put the SEC and transparency in the same sentence? Gary and transparency? Fuck, if only we had Hester Pierce there, hey? Michael, stack now. Tennessee, Echo Man. Yeah, Echo Man. Yeah, we'll go with Echo Man. Tennessee, good to see you, man. Looking cool. Johnny Moo, ETF plus halving plus scarcity plus rates reducing equals big numbers. Tennessee, I won't read that out, but I'll have a look at that before I do. G'day from the sunny coast, mate. Orange pills for a few friends and family yesterday with a copy of Bitcoin Evangelism. Absolutely fantastic new user. That's great to see. You must be watching on Twitter, I dare say. It's funny when new user comes up. Or maybe that's your name, new user. Anyway, hopefully after the ham has all been eaten, some of them will get it, still sacking, absolutely. All they need to do is read the books. It really doesn't take long, and well done on hand Bitcoin Evangelism out for Chrissy. I bet people trying to get to one Bitcoin are sweating bullets. How do we say this? Fucking oath, mate, in Australia. Absolutely. It's probably going to be a bloody bull run. And, you know, a lot of people are going to get wiped out. Bitcoin is going to, I don't know, fry some brains. It's going to, I won't go it's too dark, but you need to be prepared. You need to be ready, have your mindset set, because it's going to get absolutely hectic. And get used to volatility, ladies and gentlemen, because it's going to be insane. People, you know, who get to one Bitcoin and then it dumps $10,000 or $20,000 before a pump up of $20,000 or $30,000 as it stair steps back up again. It needs to go down to go back up. If we can get that message across to people as well and have a game plan long term. Who thinks these ETFs will actually be approved this January? Yeah, I do. Either way, stacking like a madman. Just say that these ETFs don't get approved January. Something happens. Gary comes out and he gets paid to delay yet again. It's cool. March, they will come out, which is still before the halving, before the elections. I see that less as a probability. Like the Bloomberg guys say, I guess it's a 10% probability. You need to keep that in mind. You're going to use that for your investment decisions. For me, I don't give a fuck. Just stack and chill, stack and chill. They can't take the halving away. No, they can. Either way, stacking like a madman. Miss Android, you got it. Skins, I'm not too concerned about the ETFs being approved. I'm more looking forward to the next halving. Absolutely. That's the right mindset. Skins, Johnny Murray, dollar devalued by 50% every 10 years. They say Bitcoin, perfect money. Skins, in regards to that guy that absolutely fucked up $8,000 crying. Oink, g'day mate, into the forest. Thank God for Bitcoin. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. BTC, got a little coin for Christmas. Showed them what coin I preferred. Bitcoin Australia. Fucking love it. Stick shaker. I love it. Stick shaker. What stick you shaking, mate? G'day, happy Christmas. Lots of fight about custodial Bitcoin being the only legal option. China found out what happens when you try to ban Bitcoin. Bitcoin bans you. You cannot ban Bitcoin, but Bitcoin bans you. It is one of the most truthful means, and you can choose to engage in Bitcoin or not, but eventually everyone's going to get Bitcoin at the price they deserve. Stick shaker, again, you be careful shaking that stick, mate. Didn't learn from the last bear market, but stacked all the way up and all the way down this time. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. As always, it's a bloody pleasure. We'll see you on the next video tomorrow. The news with the fast facts. Be blessed. Peace.